Okay, hello, good people. How are you guys doing today? Okay, back with another live, working things, doing things that I don't know what I'm doing, of course. Lucky me. Hopefully, everybody's having a good day today. Hopefully, everybody's feeling grateful, very mindful of the things that they have, where they are in life, all that good stuff. Now, yesterday when I did my live, we talked about, and I'm sorry, I'm going to let you know in advance. My dear sweet doggy is in the background, and it's a very nice day out today. So my window is down. Excuse me, my patio is open, and she's like whining because she sees all the cool nature and birds outside. So if you hear her bark, or if you hear her be dramatic and whine, just know she's very loved and cared for. She's just very, very dramatic. Very, very, very dramatic. So, again, thank you for tuning in. And as I was saying, we got a spoiled dog in the building. But anywho, I did a live yesterday, and basically it was about, are you happy with where you are in life right now? I had a few people tune in. Oh, and you know what? Before I even go there, I'm sorry. I made like little notes that I wanted to go over and things that I wanted to say. I'm kind of scatterbrained. But okay, here's the first thing. I want to thank the people who tuned in to my live yesterday. It was my very first live, very first live ever. I'm not very good at it, as you can tell, but over time and with practice, I will get better. But I do want to thank the people who are taking the time to come tune into the live. I want to thank the people who are coming in to watch the replay. I was actually shocked that I think at the time of this new live, at least 10 of you came and checked it out, and you watched a good bit of it. So, again, I'm so very grateful. I'm so very thankful for you giving me your time and lending me your ear as I'm just sitting here ranting into the YouTube atmosphere and universe, hoping that someone out there is listening. So there's that. So yeah, I didn't want to, and I'm sorry I didn't do that sooner. I didn't want to really start rambling on until I gave the thanks to the people who have been watching. I truly appreciate you. So yesterday, as I was saying, I wanted to ask a question and get feedback. And again, thankful for the people who tuned in, but I didn't get any real response or nobody really answered. If somebody is going to say anything or if they want to chime in, the question that I asked yesterday was, are you happy with where you are in your life right now? That's a question. And then it led to other things. If you are happy in your life right now, that is amazing. Please share why you are happy. Not to say that you shouldn't be, because of course, happiness is everything. But share with us what makes you happy. Is it because you're grateful? Is it your health? Is it your finances? Is it the life that you've been given? Is it the birds, the bees, the trees, the rain, the air, the moon, the sun? What is it that makes you happy within your life? But furthermore, to the people who are not happy in their life, why aren't you happy? And what can you do to improve your happiness? I'm the type of person where even though things aren't perfect, I don't believe necessarily in perfection. And of course, there are the ebbs and flows of life. Things go up and down, things are forever changing. I feel like movement, even if it's the tiniest bit of movement, or hopefully a perceived progression, is better than nothing at all. So I feel like even though you may not be happy in where you want to be, most importantly is that you're trying. Like, what do they say? It's not the destination, it's the journey. And I do believe that as well. Like, of course, we all want to get to our destination. We all want to get to that goal, that end mark, that thing that we're wanting, not necessarily chasing. Because when you chase, that I don't think it's necessarily from for you, because it's running from you. But the thing that you are pursuing, I feel like that is amazing. So let's just say, for example, you are working to, I don't know, lose weight. And I'm sorry about that. Like, that's the noise I was telling you about from earlier. Please don't mind me. Somebody's outside. Shh, it's okay. So let's just say that you are trying to lose weight. And let's say you eat sweet cakes, breakfast, noon, and night. And that is your thing. That is what you love. That's what you enjoy. Sweet cake, sweet cake, sweet cake. But then you make a step and you say, well, you know what? For breakfast this morning, I'm going to eat something nutritious, something that's good for me. And lunch and dinner, I'm going to have sweet cakes. Even though that may not be ideal, even though that may not give the quick change that you want, it's still progression. And I feel like that's something, not saying that everybody has to say, oh my God, you're so good. You gave away sweet cakes for breakfast. Not that, but within yourself to acknowledge that you're making a change. It may not be the most drastic of changes. You may not have did a complete revamp of your diet and now you're exercising 3 times a day. I mean, excuse me, 3 times a week. No, it's like you have to take a baby step. You have to crawl before you walk a lot of times. Now, some people, of course, are some just like jump in head first. And to you, I say congratulations. But for a lot of people, you do have to start with those little things to make the changes, to implement the things that you want in your life. And not doing anything at all, like the smallest, tiniest bit of a change, to me, is better than doing nothing at all. Now, granted, there are times when, of course, you can't do anything, or that sometimes doing nothing is the best route. But we are talking about those actions, like, again, being happy with yourself, where usually that takes a bit of movement, that takes a bit of action, that takes a bit of change. And so you want to wonder, like, hey, what am I missing? What are the missed opportunities? What are the signs from the universe? What are the things that maybe I'm not happy about, but I'm overlooking the other things that I should be happy about? Like, let's just say that you want a boyfriend and or a girlfriend, a partner, and you yearn for a partner. You yearn for having a companion, which again is nothing wrong. That's human, that's nature. But in you yearning for partnership, you disregard all the other levels of love and relationships that you have in your life because you're not alone. Hence the reason that I want to talk about, life on our planet or our lonely planet. I feel as though a lot of times we feel alone, but that's because you're alone in the thing that you feel like you want, like, for example, partnership. But what about those other meaningful relationships that you have? What about those friends? What about your family? What about the loves from your community? What about those loves that people tend to overlook in favor of one thing? And again, partnership is wonderful. I think partnership is a blessing, especially when you have somebody who is a partner to you. You work with each other, you elevate one another, you support one another. That's lovely, and I feel like that's definitely worth pursuing. But sometimes I feel like in a pursuit of those things, and partnership is just one thing, we tend to dismiss and forget about all other things. You forget about how you have this great group of friends who shows up and is present for you. You forget about how when you're sick, your nona, your granny, or your sister, your brother, your nieces and nephews rallied around to take care of you. You forget those meaningful things. And a lot of times, I don't feel like people are as lonely as they think. So I just wanted to keep that in mind. And I didn't know. Let me see if I see there are two people on the live. Thank you for being here, those two wonderful people. You are truly amazing. I appreciate your energy and I definitely appreciate your presence. Now, with that being said, going back to that, what is it that you feel like this planet needs? Where are you within this planet? What is going on with you? Let's talk about it because there's a lot going on in our planet right now. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are aware. But while a lot of times the bad things speak louder than the good, there's also a lot of good things that are going on within our planet right now. So, good or bad, what is it like for you in your daily life? Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Are you sad? Are you anxious? Are you angry? And if so, why? I can tell you for myself that right now, I feel very good about where I am in my life right now. As, as far as I'm aware, at least, with my friends, my family, everyone is good. Luckily, no one is experiencing major sickness. Everybody has a roof over their head and food's in their belly. My lovely little doggie here, she's spoiled as can be. She's very happy. I sleep very well at night, and I feel love from my friends, my family, my community. So I'm just very grateful for the things that have been given to me, and I can't express that enough. But like I said, I know that a lot of people right now aren't experiencing those same things, and understandably. And hopefully, there's something where there's connection, community, being in a positive mindset, in your own mindfulness. Why can't I talk? Excuse me. In your own mindfulness that can help you start working on that little by little and chipping away at whatever it is that you feel like is hindering you from where you want to be. Which I know is a lot of work and it can be a big ask, but you know, that's just how life is. Ebbs, flows, ups, downs, lefts, right. Not every day is going to be the same. Not everybody's, you know, hunky dory all day, every day. And if you are, that is a beautiful thing. More power to you. Please keep that energy. So, while we're waiting to see if anybody has anything to share, let's talk about the live yesterday. My good people in the chat, in the Knee Plus Ultra universe, I listened to my live yesterday. And like I said, I cannot thank the people enough who tuned in yesterday. There was a person in there, there was only one person that commented, Kiwi Producer. Kiwi Producer, I don't know if you are out there, you're listening today, but I do want to say thank you for leaving your comments. I really appreciated the limited interaction, and I'm so sorry that the live was so cringe yesterday. But I listened to the live yesterday. It was kind of all over the place, but again, my first live. I will get better. I will get more comfortable. Just like when I'm recording my videos, which as you know, I haven't really done in a while. It's hard for me to speak to someone who isn't there because when I'm, of course, recording, I'm looking at my computer, I'm looking at, my screen, and it's not a normal interaction for me because I'm not doing anything, nothing's taking place. I'm just basically speaking into a mic, hoping that someone will receive this message. So it's very, it's very awkward for me. And like I said, challenges, we shall overcome, we shall overcome. But I listened and uh, I felt so bad because there wasn't really any structure. I was still working on the kinks and bugs of the live and how to work StreamYard. It was my first time opening it. I probably should have practiced, but I just kind of jump into things because I feel like trial and error is the best teacher. But I basically started just rambling on. So, for my upcoming lives that I will do hopefully in the future soon, I'm going to try to do them more often because also this is something that's creative for me. I do enjoy it. I have different creative outlets, and this is one of the more newer, I guess, like more digital ones. And I do enjoy it. I enjoy creating thumbnails. I enjoy creating the content and writing scripts and getting my own thoughts and opinions out. It's actually very, I don't know, not therapeutic. That's not the right word. But again, it's a good creative outlet. And I like it because I feel like it's a positive outlet. So I appreciate it for that. But I'm going to try to start making polls on what you guys would like to talk about, subjects, ideas in the live, so that maybe I can get you guys to kind of engage or talk back a little more. That would be my goal because, like I said, I would love to hear from you guys. I would love to hear what you want and where we are. So, if anybody has anything that they would like to hear, I mean, of course, and I will say there are a few caveats to that. I don't want to go into necessarily negativity. And what I mean is that is like, of course, as we talked about with life, there are ebbs and flows, ups and downs. There's negativity. There's a video that I'll be dropping soon, and it's in regards to death. And death is something that can is generally a negative topic, or it brings up negative feelings and emotions with people. Um, but it's more of a real life. It's more what people go through every day because death is real. Death happens to all of us. Most of us have experienced different things in death. But basically, I do want to have the caveats of conversation. So I don't necessarily want to go into anything negative. Like, I'm not that type of, because I love YouTube. I'm not a commentary channel, you know? I'm not, I don't want to really talk about like celebrities or I don't know, not that that's negative, but you know what I'm saying. A lot of times when people are asking for your opinion, usually it's like, well, what do you think about what this person did or what that person did? And I mean, honestly, I'm not really worried about what a celebrity has to do. I'm more interested in like everyday people again, like I put in the title. What is going on in your realm of existence? I don't want to talk about a curated life. I don't want to talk about anything that's fake or made up or something to just look good or you I mean I hope that you understand what I'm saying. Like I said, it's not I just don't want to have that type of conversation. I would like to talk about life, our experiences, the universe, who we are as people, how we can progress as people, even within your life, because community is important, connection is important. But I feel like a lot of times what people forget is it starts with your own home. Not saying that if you're going through things, you can't be an asset to other people or community, because we all go through things. But I feel like if we start with ourselves and take care of ourselves, we can better help our friends. We can better help our family. We can be a better partner. We can be a better support system. But we need to start with looking in within and hopefully sharing those ideas because that's what I would like to do. I would like to share. So that's what kind of one of the things I've picked up from the live is I want to be able to connect with you guys more. I want to be able to talk about more interesting things, maybe have a set topic instead of leaving the live so open and broad, because who just wants to hear some random lady in the universe ramble, 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 ramble? I mean, unless they're talking about that good stuff, but I doubt they are. And I was thinking as well is maybe like reviewing, not necessarily reviewing, but for recommending like things to you all. So, for example, if there's different mantras, different videos, not necessarily prayers, because I understand that, that can be taboo. And depending on the religion, a woman doing that is not really, and this is not uh, negative against someone's religion. But I know that understanding that speaking on that word is something that's left to men, and I don't want to ever disrespect anyone's religion, anyone's beliefs. That's not what we're here for. I told you what we're here for. You can look at the description and see what we're here for. But maybe reviewing some videos that you guys may find interesting and that you can use to help you. I don't know. So like I said, just let me know. I have no idea at this point. We are still like building, we're still working, we're still figuring it out. But anyway, back to our original subject. So let's start with the question that I asked yesterday. I see there are 3 people in the chat. Thank you for being here. We love you. We appreciate you. You're wonderful. Thank you for tuning in. Kiwi producer, if it's you, shout out to you too. I'm not letting that go because you definitely made yourself present and I appreciate that. But let's talk about it. Are you happy with where you are in life right now? And with that happiness, if you are happy, please share. What is it that makes you happy? Are you grateful for something? Are you surrounded by love and appreciation? Is everybody in your family well? Are you celebrating something? Are you, I don't know, just share. Because, again, what makes you happy in your life could be something that's helpful to someone else. And if you aren't happy in your life, you don't have to get personal, but why aren't you happy? And what steps or what work can be done for you to go into the direction of happiness? So, I know for me, just putting my own personal experience out there, I was going through like an early midlife crisis, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. I felt like my life didn't have any type of direction. I didn't know what I was doing with myself, where I was going, what I was meant to be, who I was. A lot of time I was like questioning like, am I even real? It got really heavy for me when I was trying to figure myself out. And one of the things that helped me was just being able to be myself and not so much concern. Because for me, I wanted to be the person in my family that they can depend on. I wanted to be the one to offer opportunity and level my family up and take them to these different places through my experiences. And by doing that, I've put a lot of pressure on myself on things for things that my family never asked from me. They never asked for me to be my family's savior and to deliver them from poverty. They never asked for me to be a super aunt. They never asked for me to always be there. But I put that pressure on myself and I felt like that if I didn't, then I'm not a good person and that I don't love them and that I'm not good enough to my family and they deserve somebody who will be able to do these things for them. And by me accepting that Okay, a lot of this is self-inflicted. You need to live your life for yourself and just try not to be like a negative on this earth, like a cancer to the earth. It took a lot of pressure out of me, and I was able to live for me and just be okay with who I was instead of worrying about what I thought people wanted me to be. Not talking about my family, but even like in work, because of course, corporate drone. When I was younger, I was so worried about movement up a corporate ladder and my position, securing certain titles, making a certain amount of money. And I mean, that's fine, that's good. There's nothing wrong with career ambition and wanting those things, but it took away from who I was because I was worried about how people who didn't care if I lived or died, if my family was okay, I worried about their perception of me and what they thought of me. Now, with that, of course, when it comes to employment and education, you can't be out there all wild and just doing whatever because, of course, that's not societally acceptable. Like, there are some boundaries to this. Unless you become your own boss and you figure out a way to do everything that you want, then go on, go off. But for everybody else who has to just get regular employment, you have to go to regular schools. There are rules within society. That's just a fact, and it is what it is. And I feel like as long as you operate within a safe space within those rules, then you're fine. And I was struggling because at one point, not only was I worried about like, oh, I'm just fine. I'm a good citizen. I'm a good person. I was literally worried about everything. Oh, I have to finish this project that my boss gave me half an hour to finish. He asked last minute, so I'm going to stay late for 2 to 3 hours to finish this project because if I don't, then my boss is going to think that I'm lazy or I don't care about my company. Oh, I have to go above and beyond because when it's time for reviews or promotions, they're going to skip me if I'm not doing everything they want and showing them how serious I am and giving them the grit and the blood, sweat, and tears and blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, that stuff does not matter because most of the times, especially when you're pursuing that, the people already have their mind made up. And not to put on my tinfoil hat, but the game is usually rigged. You can do everything perfect, which I've learned, and more. I mean, well, of course, there's no such thing as perfection, but you know what I mean. You can cross every T, dot every I, check every box, and that does not guarantee the success or the things that you want. You can be the perfect son, the most delightful daughter. You can be, I mean, Superman. It doesn't guarantee you anything. The only thing that you can control is yourself and the path that you try to take. Now, the path is, chosen for people. Let's not let's not sweep that under the rug. Sometimes people don't have a choice. We like to think that everybody has a choice, but no. If you're very, very honest with yourself, not everyone has a choice. But for those of us that do, what are we really doing here, y'all? What are we doing? And I guess I've come to find out that most people, and that's why, again, to my question, are you happy with where you are in life right now? Because I've found that most of the people who are happy and satisfied with their life are the people that live their life. And this is not like selfishly, you don't care about people, but they live their lives for themselves. They worry about how they perceive themselves. They worry about the thoughts and opinions of the people that matter. They worry about the thoughts and opinions of the people who care if they live or die. Why would you let someone who doesn't care if you live or die and got hit by a bus, why would you allow them to affect your thinking? Why would you allow them to have this type of control over you? Why would you allow them to make you feel like you're inferior or you're not good enough or they're the ultimate authority? No. No. So I'm curious, like, for the people who feel happy with where they are right now, is that the case? Is it something different? Like, what's going on? And for the people who are unhappy, and again, unhappiness isn't necessarily a bad thing because everybody's unhappy at some point. Everybody goes through something. Everybody has their own cross to bear. You have your own, you know, hurdles. Sorry, I was thinking of the wrong word and my brain froze. But usually that's not something that lingers, or hopefully it wouldn't be. Most people are unhappy for the moment and hopefully they move on. I feel like it's a problem when you're constantly in that state of being. And if you're in that state of being, not because of like, if you have a mental health issue or you suffer from different things, but just because of what's going on in your realm. Now, I'm not saying like, oh, your job sucks, go quit your job. No. But I'm saying learn in a way that where you're not taking that home and it doesn't affect you. Work your job during work hours. Unless you're some crazy high paid CEO, which even then, me personally, if I was that, I wouldn't really be that bothered. But again, I'm not, I have no experience within that. But if you have a job and your job is from 3 to 11, work your job from 3 to 11. And the minute that 11 o'clock hit, live your life. I don't care if living your life is going to read a book that you love, spending time with your children, ugh, children, collecting bottle caps, howling at the moon, eating pizza. Get that satisfaction for yourself. Don't let these things carry and become a weight in your life because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. There's so much going on in the planet around us, within the world. Do you really want to let your crappy boss be the thing that takes you down, that sucks your energy and your life force, that makes you resentful? You come home, you're upset with your partner, you're mad at your kids because they want to spend time with you and show you what they made in school that day because you're stressed and overworked, probably underpaid. And that's the thing, it's not worth it. Work your job, do your job, and after that, clock out, live your life and take your time and your energy back. Share it with your loved ones, share it with your friends, share it with your community. Don't let those things be a burden on your life. There's so many negative things out there. And this is one of the things that, it's easier said than done, of course, but you can control it. Most people can. And mind you, I'm speaking right now to the people with a choice. For the people who do not have the choice, first of all, I mean, I don't want to say that I'm sorry because sometimes people don't want to have a choice. I don't know how you feel about it. So, to the people, I'll say this, to the people without a choice who wish they had the privilege of choice, my heart goes out to you and I'm sorry. And I'm hoping that there is a day when you are able to have your own choice. and to have your life. And continue to please listen, because hopefully one day, if possible, this will motivate you to do so. But I'm not trying to turn you into an uprisist or put you in harm's way or any of that. So I'm not going to continue to go down there. But to us, that to the people who do have a choice, let's back to you. What's really going on? Like what's really going on? And again, this is not a negative. I'm literally asking you, what is really going on here, people? What are you experiencing? What are you battling? What is it that you feel like that you need for that spark? That even if it's a sliver, a tiny little sliver of progression, what is it that you need? Is there something that's missing? Are you scared to look within yourself? Are you scared to admit some of the harsh truths that maybe are holding you back? I don't know. Because, like I told you, with my early midlife crisis or whatever it was, I put a lot of unnecessary pressure on me. I felt like I was nothing. I felt like I was always going to be nothing. I'm insignificant. Nobody needs me. I'm just a negative on people's lives. Like, it was really bad. But then it took me a while to understand that, A, that was like the thing I just had to go through to grow, I guess. I felt like I needed that because it put me somewhere where I don't know. I feel like I just needed that. It was horrible in the moment. I'm not even going to lie to you. It was horrible in the moment, but I needed that. And once I got over that hurdle, I just started doing things. I moved, I mean, and again, this is, put your notepads down. Do not take notes, okay? Because what was going on in my realm of existence may be different for you. We may have different goals, different needs, different support systems. So I'm just sharing my experience with you. But I left my home city. I moved to a different spot. I started doing things that were outside of my normal way of living. I started traveling. I was always curious about people and cultures, but I definitely was more open to like taking in cultures where before I felt like I was an observer, somebody looking outside through the window looking in. I became an active participant and it felt good. It felt good to understand people, to understand different aspects of life, different perspectives, and to say, hey, I never considered that. I never thought about it that way. Or, I never tried it that way. That's not how, somebody XO showed me. Hey, let me do that. Oh, let me give this a try. Like it was definitely a good learning experience and it helped me with my development and it helped me in accepting a lot of things, not only about myself, but about other people. I spent a lot of time putting, what's the word? It wasn't necessarily expectations. I guess it was standards. Because I was so hard on myself, I put crazy expectations and standards on other people because I figured, well, if, you know, this is what I need to do, this is what you should do too. No, 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 no. That was also something I had to learn in my journey. We're humans, but we're all not the same. We have different cultures, different upbringings, different way of thoughts, different goals, different beliefs. We're not a hive-minded people. And I had to accept the fact and lower my expectations, or I guess standards, on people. And just to say, well, that's not something I would do. Well, just because you wouldn't do it, girl, I mean, that doesn't mean that it's bad, or that doesn't mean that it's unacceptable. It doesn't mean that this person is bad or they're meaning to harm someone, right? Like, let's just take a topic with religion. Some people look down on religion because, yeah, I feel like religion can be used by people as a way of control and manipulation of people. But religion on its own, just having faith, that's not a bad thing. That's actually quite a beautiful thing. Because when you are so strong of a believer on something, and again, let's be very careful with this, not harmful, okay? Because when I'm speaking religion, I feel like as long as you're not hurting someone or forcing someone to be a part of that religion, for the most part, I'm pretty sure there's other things I'm not really thinking about right now. I feel like religion's fine. It's good. And I feel like any religion that forces somebody to be in the faith, that's kind of weird anyway, because that's the complete opposite of faith. Faith is that, faith. If you don't really have faith in that, somebody forcing you to practice a religion does not make you faithful. It does not make you a believer in that religion. You're just basically going on with the routines and rituals because that's what you have to do. That doesn't mean that you believe in it, but anyway, I digress. So, faith in itself, when used for what it's supposed to be, and that's faith, spirituality, a belief system, you know, um, possibly a moral compass, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's what people do with it, you know? So, when I was younger, and people of different faiths, I didn't really, not to say I looked down on it because I didn't, I just didn't understand it. I didn't understand how somebody could believe that way, or what that, like, what? Like, that's what you guys do? Isn't that kind of weird? Or I was thinking about my own belief system and just saying, well, this is this and this is that. It doesn't matter. Is that person happy? Are they a good person? Are they, I mean, and again, not just like a good person, are they causing harm to anybody? Because again, not saying that you have to be this wonderful person who loves everybody and you do this and do that, but are they a negative person? Are they harming people? Are they doing bad things? No, leave that person alone then. Leave them alone. I feel like the only people within a faith system that should ever necessarily be held accountable by people and not the creator, not their most high, are the leaders of the religion. I feel like if you're a rabbi, a pastor, a pope, imam, a monk, I don't know, whatever these other things, you have a responsibility to the people of your faith because you're taking on the position of an authority. And I feel like, what is that thing they say with Spider-Man? With great power comes great responsibility. Well, with great authority comes great responsibility. So I feel like that's the only time when the people should be able to hold you accountable. The people belong to the Most High. You claim to be a representative. So with that being said, the people should be able to hold you accountable because they go to you for leadership. They go to you for trust. They go to you for your authority. But anyway, I'm sorry. I went off track. I apologize. This is why I need, I'm working on it. Like I said, listen, compared to the first live, though, again, if you listen to the replay, if you're one of the 3 people in here right now, shout out to you. I thank you. This is way better than the one yesterday, believe it or not. So thank you. But anywho, so going back to what I was saying, just using religion as that example, as sometimes we just have to accept people for what they are. You can't expect somebody to be something more than what they're giving or what they're willing to give, and that's not bad. Sometimes that person could be setting a boundary. And I know to some people, boundaries is like spitting poison in their face. Oh my God, you want a boundary? Yes. Boundaries are good for all parties involved. It's a good thing. Because again, my good people, we are not all the same. Now, of course, some people out there tend to be, for lack of better words, like ridiculous. And again, just kind of let them be, let them talk, let them do whatever they're going to do. But don't put yourself in a battle that isn't yours. Focus on yourself. When you have extra or when they need help, focus on your friends, your family, your community. Because I feel like a lot of times people forget the community. You see a little kid out there riding his bike and his chain pops, help him put him back on. If you see one of your neighbors struggling to get things out of their car or their groceries, go help them out. Serving your community isn't always like these grand things. It's just being present to those that are around you. And if you can, give them some of your energy. That's it, and that's all. That's what we love, right? We love somebody who's helpful. We love somebody who's kind. We love someone who's present. And that's all that sometimes that's all you can do is just be present. So, I'm sorry I went all off on a kind of tangent there. But anyway, back to the subject at hand. Life on a planet in 2026, it can definitely feel lonely sometimes, but for the most part, you're not alone. Don't forget the people around you. Don't forget the people who actually care if you live or die. Don't forget the people who oh, I don't talk to this person every day, but I know that if I needed them, or if I needed a shoulder, or if I needed support, they would give it. Don't forget about your kids, because a lot of times people have children, and rightfully so, as a parent, you have a responsibility to take care of your kids. But don't forget that it's more than just feeding them food and giving them shelter. Make sure you're going into your kids, you know, well-being, like as a person. Make sure that you're teaching them gratitude in that same community. Now, I know it's dangerous out here, but if they see Miss Sally Sue next door, hey, Miss Sally Sue is old. Let's go. Well, we're mowing the lawn. Let's go mow her lawn too so she won't have to do it or she won't have to pay anybody. Little acts of kindness that may not mean anything at all to you, but could mean a world to that other person, or vice versa. Because, we all have those people in our lives who show up and who are present right when we need them. And like I said, that's why I guess for me, I'm just in a very good state in my life right now because I do feel supported. I feel loved. I'm privileged and lucky enough to just have, again, different creative outlets, like with my YouTube channel. I haven't done anything with it in a while because I had some personal stuff coming up, but I'm back in a place now where I have the extra energy and the extra time. And I'm very, very lucky. I'm very, very thankful that I can do that because I know that not everybody can. There are people who have things tied up, they're working to the bone, they're stressed out, they're tired, they're just super busy. They may not have the extra resources. There's a lot of different reasons. But just to be able to do this, even though it's something free, it's something that really doesn't take too much. I feel lucky to be able to have that, and I don't want to demean that. I'm lucky that I have something where I can express myself, and I hopefully can help somebody, even if it's just passing the time, not listening, not somebody being like, oh, I listened to your affirmations and it changed my life. While that would be wonderful, just the fact of, hey, I listened to you while I was washing the dishes or walking my dog or doing whatever. I feel like that's a very lovely thing. And even with that, it's establishing some sort of connection because I'm just somebody that's talking into a mic, looking at my computer screen. I don't know who's on the other end listening, but I definitely appreciate that you are listening. I definitely appreciate that you are present, and I appreciate that you're here. So, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know. And you know what's so funny? This is what happened with my live stream yesterday, even though it was a disaster, my first live stream, but I loved it because, learning. I feel like I talk about a whole lot of nothing, but this whole lot of nothing goes by so fast. It's almost been an hour. Come on, come through, hour. Okay. So, what I'm thinking is I'm probably going to end the live in the next few minutes, which I know, don't cry. I know. But don't worry, I'll be back. If I don't live stream again in a few hours, I'll definitely live stream again tomorrow. I've actually been working on some videos, as I said before. I'm hoping to drop one on Monday, and I need to finish up my recording and my script for the video that I'm going to drop next week. I've been trying to update because when I last made my last YouTube video, there was a script that I was working on and it was about death, but then I had a death happen and I didn't have it in me to finish it. So there's some stuff that I actually want to add to it after that most recent experience. And yeah, I'm going to upload that one, not this Monday, but next Monday. So there's a little bit of back thing, but I do want to, like, again, start doing lives. A, to connect, B, to see what's out there. Just, I want to see, the pulse and to see how you guys are feeling. And that's the other thing too. If you have feedback on my videos, please give it. Um, because I won't know unless you tell me. I hate listening to myself. I do it one time and that's it. So leave your feedback. Please let me know, again, what you like, what you hate, what you would like to see, what I could do to be better, if there's volume issues, if there's echo, if you're getting feedback, if my voice is annoying, because I've heard that plenty of times too. And it's okay. I will accept your constructive criticism. All I ask, please don't leave anything hateful. I mean, if you want to talk about me, I don't care. But no hate speech or negativity about other people. Um, please don't criticize anyone's religion or beliefs unless, I will say this, unless it is hurtful, because there are religions or branches of religions that really do hurt people, that scam people, defraud people, take advantage of people. Um, and even then, you don't necessarily have to leave that on my channel, but please don't leave anything negative about someone's beliefs. And again, if they are harmful and it's proven and shown that it's harmful, then I don't mind it, because that kind of stuff needs to be talked about and brought to light, because hopefully that will help somebody. Um, I know that abuse, especially within like religious abuse or abuse with people who are in the position of authority, is real. And I don't want to make light of that. So again, if you're just talking about somebody's belief, like, oh, you believe in Jesus, that's somebody's belief, that's fine. Believe in Jesus. But if you're saying, hey, like, and honestly, I don't even know why you would say that because again, I don't really talk. I don't. I'm going off on a tangent. That's what I'm talking about. But if you're like, just hey, I saw this pastor in Mongolia who was making people eat toenails. Okay, put a link. Put a link because we need to report this person. We need to, like, is this true? Like, yeah. But again, this is not a. And I'm joking by the way. I'm sorry. We Yeah, this is not, like I said, this is not a slander channel. This is not like a tea channel. It's not even really a commentary channel. It's it's a channel, but not for those things. But anywho, but all right, good people. I need to come up with like an ending thing. I only have my starting thing. Um, but yeah, maybe I'll introduce that for the next one. But it is me plus Ultra Universe. Thank you again for lending me your ear. Thank you for being present. If you do happen to watch this replay, thank you so much for tuning in. Please leave your comments. Please like the live. You don't have to share it because I know it was not that great, but when I do drop my videos, please feel free to share them with somebody who may benefit from listening to them. And if not, just enjoy for yourself. Like I said, I appreciate your time. I appreciate the energy. And I appreciate you for tuning in. So I'll either see you guys in a couple hours or I will see you tomorrow. Thank you guys.